Hello, friends. We're gonna pull some cards right now. I'm Grace. I'm an energy healer and a psychic medium, and I like to pull oracle cards. I don't do it every day, but at least a few times a week. At some points in my life, I was doing it every day, and I think it's a really great way for people to strengthen their intuition. It's like a visual image of the inside of your brain, a way for you to see, like, how am I really feeling, and is there something I can focus on, is there something I can let go of, is what do I need? And when we say need to, like, I want us to remember that we have everything we already need. That's we're existing, we're okay, it's gonna be okay. But it's like functioning better. What could help us function better? Also, I have something on my face, so ignore that. I'm still there. So yeah, let's shuffle the cards. I'm gonna pull 2 cards for us. So this is the Vessel deck, one of my favorite decks from Spirit Speak, and then this is a Oracle. They're both Oracle decks. I know they're probably backwards too on the video, but this is a Mother Mary Oracle deck. And I'm feeling, just asking, like, what is an intention for us to focus on, and how can we feel more supported right now? So we're gonna pull from this deck, and I love this deck. They're usually just like they're just one word, some beautiful images. So we're just asking, what is an intention for us to focus on right now? Our message: move on. Hold on, I'll show you. Let's see, can I flip the camera around? I don't know if I can. I thought I could. Hold on. It won't let me when I'm already recording. So you have to look at it backwards, but it says move on. We have this woman blowing away these stars with a million eyes and almost like a orb of starlight. So our intention is to move on, is to release, is to start that new chapter. Like, stop holding on to those regrets, stop holding on to those repeated thoughts. Like, it can be really difficult to let go. So I'm not saying that it's easy. You can just be like, okay, I'm moving on, I'm done. But that's an intention for us to focus on right now, today, the next few days. So something I like to do when I pull the cards is to just do some journaling about it, and think about, how does this apply to me? Like, what am I still holding on to? And that can be relationships, that can be feelings, that can be jobs, opportunities, houses, like literally moving. There's so many different things that this could apply to. So it's investigating what this feels like for you. What comes up intuitively as I pull these cards is perhaps you are dealing with something like a reoccurring self-sabotage type of behavior of, okay, I want to start anew, I want to start this new chapter, but it feels like Groundhog Day. Like, every day is the same day. Like, maybe you make forward progress and then you fall back into the same behaviors. So first of all, I want us to acknowledge, like, you're trying, so don't be so fucking hard on yourself. That is the key, is being like graceful with yourself. Like, think about it as if someone, your best friend, your partner, like your child was feeling this way, you wouldn't like reprimand them for like not following through. You wouldn't yell at them. You wouldn't belittle them like the way that we do to ourselves. So oftentimes we are our own worst enemy, and that's when self-sabotage continues to reign. Is like we don't have any like care for ourselves in the situation, and we can be really harsh on ourselves. again and again and again. So knowing that, like, okay, we need to move on from what you're trying to move on to, but it's also like that cycle of behavior that is probably what we're really seeking, is that shame, is that discomfort that we are used to. We have become accustomed to it. So it's difficult to actually move on, to let go, to like put all our stars in the sky. Like, what is your big dream? What are you trying to move forward in? If you were to put your wish on a star, like, what would you be wishing for? The feeling is inside, negative and positive. So what I'm hearing is, yeah, that is kind of, we think we're trying to escape something, but what we're really trying to escape is like the feeling. And if we think we are trying to escape, sometimes we're actually like seeking that discomfort, because again, that's what we're used to. So it's like, you know, you're trying to bungee jump. They're just showing me this image of bungee jumping. Like, if you can't let go, you're not going to go anywhere. But we also know that it can be really scary. So that is just something to think about and focus on. Like, how can I identify what the feeling is that I really am yearning for? And oftentimes that's love, acceptance. But if we're not used to that feeling, then we recreate these feelings again and again and again that we associate with that. Shame. That's the one that's coming through really heavily. But yes, shame, regret, fear. It's like an adrenaline rush, you know? Like when you do something that you're not supposed to do. And then you're like, ooh, I got away with it. But you're not getting away with anything. Your body knows, your mind knows. And that's where like guilt and shame come in. It's okay to let go. I think it's like being asked of us, like, it's almost like microdosing your emotions. Like, if you haven't felt peace, joy, like these positive emotions, love, it can feel really uncomfortable. So Spirit is just inviting you to find tiny, teeny ways to recreate those feelings, so that you can slowly get used to them. And as you are releasing and letting go of other things, you have a stable place to land on. So it's, you know, it's the same kind of thing as perhaps addictions. Like, you go through this withdrawal period. Same thing with the emotions. Like, if we haven't received these emotions that we're getting over and over and over again our whole life, anxiety, shame, fear, sadness, we're waiting for that to come back, or we recreate it ourselves. So you're being invited to find tiny ways to start implementing the feelings that you want to feel, so that when you do let go, when you do move on, when you do start anew, it's not so jarring. It can happen incrementally. And that is like, oh my God, like, I want it to be done. And then when we push ourselves too hard, we'll fall back on the old behaviors. So little changes. Make big change long term. Who would have thought, you know, right? So that's just something to think about. And then real quick, let's pull a card from the Mother Mary Oracle. What is the energy that can support us through this? So these are all different aspects of the Mother Mary archetype, that nurturer, that unconditional love feeling. Like, what aspect of her can support us right now? These cards are super pretty, and they have like the best little, very flexible, which we like. Sometimes I have like a break a deck in, like a pair of boots. So let's see. Who can support us right now? Our Lady of the Rose Child. Rose is all about that unconditional love. So bringing Rose into your life. That could be literally like drinking some rose tea, things like that. But also just images of Rose. Like imagine yourself inside of a rose. And then the Rose Child, I see that as, at least in this reading, to me it's like treating yourself as if you were the child. Like I said earlier, you wouldn't treat your child or your best friend the way that you treat yourself. So be that nurturing mother for yourself in this moment and allow the support from the divine to like simulate those feelings. If you don't know what it feels like to have a nurturing, loving relationship with a mother, Mother Mary, whether you're religious or not, it doesn't matter. This isn't necessarily Christian. This is like that divine mother. So there's many different archetypes of her throughout different religions and different spiritual practices. But if you've never had that emotion, never had that relationship before, inviting her to help you create that nurtured, loving feeling inside yourself so that you can accept and receive that feeling from others in your external reality, and most importantly, that feeling from yourself. So imagine you are the child. Like, just do it like seriously. Like, if you had a child, you'd have to feed them several times a day. They'd have to take a rest. You'd have to bring them outside. They got to drink water. They got to get social interactions. They got to learn new things. They got to practice new things. They got to move their body. They got to take showers, baths, be clean. Like, make it fun for yourself because it can be overwhelming to take care of ourselves. Rose is one of the highest vibrational plants. So I like to use rose water spray. That's like my protection energy of choice. So you can find that even at like a grocery store, rose water spray. You could drink rose tea. You could eat rose cookies, like however you want to bring it into your life. The color red, pink. It's almost Valentine's Day. You'll probably be seeing a lot of those colors out and about. But allow that vibration of unconditional love that the roses represent to flow into your heart, into your stomach, all the way down your legs. And let's just take a deep breath here together before we close out this reading. Breathing in through the nose, out the mouth. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I'll post these cards on my Instagram so you can see them up close. If this reading resonated with you, please let me know. I always appreciate the feedback. And I'll also post the little guidebook image on my Instagram because it's always fun to read what the cards tell you. So I just go with what Spirit says. But sometimes I like to read the books as like a great confirmation for me. So love you, bye.